Okay, so I just got back from dropping off that package in the Canada Post box, and just as I was walking away, Canada Post pulled up and they took all the things from that mailbox where I just dropped off those two Lego minifigures. So, those figures, let's go over this here. Let me just have a separate tab so I can make sure I'm adding new screenshots and then go them into MS Paint here. Because I don't necessarily want to show any personal information. So if I went to my eBay page, went to the orders, paid and shipped, and if I went to Dr. Hibbert, if I see here, let's go to view order details. No, that's not the one I want. I want so these two items, they had free shipping listed on them. So both the items were shipped in the same package. They're both going to the same address. If I went to view payment details, I'm just gonna copy and paste this because yeah, it's not showing on the screen there. So if I open up the snipping tool that comes with every copy of Windows, pretty much. Alright, now it's been copied. Now if I open up, say, MS Paint, you can see that it's definitely smaller there. So, that was the username, which isn't private by any means. It's available as soon as people leave feedback and stuff like that. And the username is different. You know, it's like saying like, you know, my name is Tweakster on various you know, social media platforms. But we can see under amount was $14.25 for that figure, and out of that eBay's fees were $2.35. We just move this and move this up front so I can actually see what I'm actually showing. So eBay fees were $2.35. After all that, I got $11.90. The eBay fees were the same for the other figure as well, of $2.35. So, getting $11.90 for that. Of course, then you know there's the cost of actually shipping the items, you know, the bubble mailer and the actual stamps to actually ship it. So we'll say another $3 off that. So let's see, about $8, $9, we'll say. Not too bad for two little minifigures. So let's see here. Let's get back to actually listing. Do I have a comic on the scan? I do not. So let's do. I'm not going to do the 8 copies of this comic right now. What I'd probably do is I'd probably just create one listing, not a variant listing. I would just do one listing and then just list them all as what they are. Because they're all pretty much in the same condition. But I might just do a variation at the same time just to play it safe. But right now we're just going to do some this Spider-Man comic, and then we're going to probably do a bunch of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. So we're going to start listing this Spider-Man comic now. So I'll put that on my flatbed scanner, which is essentially my all-in-one brother printer. Alright, let's go into MS Paint, go File, from Scanner, select the scanner. Let's see here, and yep. Just so I can actually see the images here with MS Paint, I'm going to get this one. And let's go like that. Can I just go like, I can't do that, so let's just do this. Alright, now what What if I just actually went to Chrome, turned Chrome off? Okay, that's as big as I can really make it, apparently. Yeah, I can't really resize it all that much more. So let's just delete that, and we're just going to re-add MS Paint here. So let's go to Window Capture and call it just MS Paint. MS Paint. Right, where did that go now? Okay, so there's the thing, and if I move that up, you can see the current time and date. Alright, so let's go File, Browse this, and then once I start listing things to eBay, I can switch to that screen, not the MS Paint screen. And this way I have a little bit... Alright. Alright, can I actually do this? I want to... Don't save the changes to that comic. Alright. Editing things on the fly, so I can actually move the screen around now. Alright, so here's a scan of the front of this comic. Alright, let's just scroll down, make it a little bit smaller so I can actually go edit, crop it down, zoom back in, and I can see, we're going to just go save as Marvel Spider-Man Classic number 4. Right, and if we go to view extra large, we can save it in that folder. I'm going to flip this guy around and just do a scan of the back of this comic now. And while we're doing that, I am just going to go onto the eBay page and go into my drafts. And I will zoom out. Well, here's the back scan of the comic. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit so I can try to crop it down to a little bit more to size. Crop that, and we're going to save as Marvel Spider-Man Classic number 4 back scan. Right, now we want to take that comic. Alright, let me now we're done with MS Paint. For actually, what I can do is do that. Alright, so now that we got the comic scanned, we can put it back into a bag and board. And we'll just do a scan of the front of that. Alright, file. From scanner cameras, select the scanner I want to use. Alright, resume drafts on eBay, Marvel Comic Draft. Okay, just make sure we save that. So here's the comic inside of its bag. Alright, then we want to zoom out a little bit more, crop it down a tiny bit. Right, file, save as. Call that bag scan. Now we will close MS Paint. Open up the web browser. That's for Paint. That's the webcam. Alright, so here's my eBay page. What we want to do is we want to find those two images. Marvel. And we want to add those three images. So we got the front of the comic, back of the comic, and the comic front inside of its bag and board. Or little sleeve, protective sleeve. Let's just move those images. Sometimes it takes so long to upload images to eBay. I have no idea why. Right, save as. Now I can copy that. I'm going to go to title. Spider-Man Classic issue number 4, Doc Ock, Marvel Comics. Alright, so now we want to take the first scan of just the comic. We want to go down to... Okay, so here are the definitions for books. A book that has been read is in good condition, very minimal damage to the cover, including scuff marks, but no holes or tears. The dust jacket for hard, so on and so on. Acceptable, a book with obvious wear may have some damage, so I have to click accept because of this right down here. MS Paint's not showing, so where's MS Paint? So right down here in the corner, there's a wee bit of damage. And obviously there's some, spine cracking on most of these comics. But for this one here, just due to this little thing right here, I'm going to list it as acceptable condition. And I want the buyer to be able to see a realistic picture of all the comics I'm selling. That's why I scan a lot of them. Yeah. So like we got, it was this comic right here. And it's like right in the little corner there, there's a bit of a fold up, which was seen in both images. So I want to make sure I document that. And that's the point of doing the scans versus, say, taking a picture. A scan gives a higher resolution image than any picture from any cell phone will do, pretty much. Alright, so we got those three images there, plus the images saying you'll feel free to request additional pictures. But we have to go in here and go... Spider-Man Classics for the series. Then we say Spider-Man. And we're also going to put Doc Ock. Alright, let's get rid of MS Paint here. Alright, so we got Spider-Man and Doc Ock for the characters on this one. Superman 2, I'm going to leave empty. I can't remember the year. And this is issue number 4. Was there a UPC code on this comic? There is a UPC code on this comic, so I'm going to go show more. And for the UPC, I'm going to make sure I grab this comic. I'm going to take my trusty barcode scanner. Scan that code in there, and of course, like everything else, it's either not found on eBay or it's the wrong item completely. Alright, condition we are listing as acceptable just because of that little fold. So I just, I have generic descriptions for all comics to try to encourage people to look at all the pictures. Like when you're on your computer, if you right click on the image, you can go open a new tab and it will open up the full-size image of that comic. So let's just show that as an example here. So yeah, we got the image. Let's go back to eBay. Alright, I want to do a quick sanity check. So let's copy my title. We're going to go onto eBay and see what we can find. And we're not seeing anything for this comic. Let's click on sold. Okay, I'm not seeing anything in sold right away. So I'll probably just use my base price for all comics and let people make offers, and after over time I'll be able to see what people are actually offering on this comic and then adjust the price in time when time permits. So I'm not seeing any ones of these being sold. That was for the listing I did earlier. Alright, so here's a listing for this comic. Issue number 4. I'm just going to use my base price and my base price. We'll promote it and click list item. I'm going to take this comic and I'm going to put it on my pile for this box. We're going to go to share. It's still not letting me share to my Facebook page, so I'm just going to copy that URL. Go over here, click on this. While that's doing that, I'm going to copy that. And post that to my Facebook page. Because why not? Do it all at the same time, right? This way, I don't have to necessarily go back and share all 4,000 items. I can just start doing them as I go. Alright, so we're going to get the next comic out here. It's another Spider-Man. Spider-Man Torment, issue number 3. So we're going to put this on top of my scanner. And we'll open up MS Paint here, and we're going to go File, Scan. So here's a scan of the front of that comic we're going to do now. Okay, we're just going to crop it down a bit. The thing about photos on eBay is that you want to have the primary focus on the actual picture, not what's behind the picture. Alright, so this is Marvel. And I'm just going to call this this was number 3, right? Alright, put the top of the thing up. Top of the flatbed up. Yeah, this is issue number 3. So we're going to get ready to scan the back of that now. Okay, and then we will scan the back. No, I don't want to print it. Alright, I should really see if I can open up I'm still trying to figure out OBS and all that. So here is the scan of the back of this particular comic. So it's not entirely straight, so what I want to do is I want to try to make it as straight as I can on my scanner. So I'm just going to rescan the back there. And while I do that, I do want to go onto the listing I'm going to use for this. So let's go to create similar listing. I don't want to save that particular image. Okay, this one is slightly straighter, so I'll use this one. Zoom out a bit, just in order to do a small little crop there to the image. Save as. What I'm going to do is I'm going to call this, but after that I want to write down what this actually says. Torment Part 3 of 5. And then I'll call this one Torment Backscan. Okay, so we got that second backscan saved. What we're going to do is we're obviously, just like everything else, put the comic back into the bag and board, and we'll just do a scan of the front. So there's a scan of the comic in with the bag and board. Of course, I can't have, check us on social media on the eBay photo. So I literally just try to crop that out as much best as I can. And I'll just save this as the bag scan. And we'll take that off the scanner. So again, that's for this comic right here. And we're just going to go to our eBay listing that we're going to use. We're going to get MS Paint off of this. We're going to add those 3 images. Alright, so we go into Marvel, Spider-Man. Start uploading those 3 images. Alright, we're going to paste in my title. And while we're uploading the images, okay, we got Marvel there. Remove Doc Ock. This is issue number 3. And of course we want to, whenever possible, we do want to use a UPC. So we're just going to double check this book. And there is no UPC for this one. So we are going to remove the UPC code there. Condition, review photos and judge condition for yourself. Additional photos available upon request is what I'm using for a condition description. Then down here, I have a few other little statements here. But I want to list this one as in good condition because I don't see any marks like the previous comic had. Alright, and now I need to figure out what this comic could be worth. Scroll to the top of eBay here. We'll get rid of frontscan.png. $1.36. Okay, so I only saw one for $1.36. But they want $25 and some odd cents to ship that. So what I generally do is I just have a set price I charge for all my comics, because I believe in marketing my stuff for Canada, not the United States. And if people can see that, you know, my specific comic is not going to cost them $20 to ship, they're more likely to do purchase from me than say that other person in the United States and pay that, what, $26 or whatever dollars it was to ship it. So leave mine at $8, and there you can see my lowest accepted price. I use a set price for a lot of my watermail shipping for various reasons, as I may have stated in previous videos. Okay, everything's looking good. I just need to move that image over so it's the primary image. And we're going to scroll back down. We're going to hit list item. Alright, what I want to do is I want to copy that. Go to share. So I'll go back to my Facebook page. What's on your mind? And go to that eBay listing. Copy that URL. And we'll just add that to my my Facebook page so people can see that link. Alright, and let's go to, we can just move that window over there. And do I have another Spider-Man comic? Besides all those, you know, Chaos in Calgary comics, which I'm just going to wad up and just sell them as they all are. I'm just going to go to a different comic here. Alright, so I got a nice big stack of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons comics. So I'm going to start listing those next. So here's the comic, and here we go to scanning. This one's actually got a nice little advert on the back for the original, not the original Batman movie, but, you know, the Tim Burton Batman movie. So we're going to show MS Paint here. And here's a scan of Advanced Dungeons & Dragons issue number 7 from DC Comics. Alright, so let's just zoom out so I can crop this comic down. Go File. I want to be able to actually read that. So I'm going to go File, Save As. Comics, DC. Copy that. Alright, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, new folder. This is issue number 7. So Advanced D&D. Issue number 7, TSR, and because I want to make sure I also put in let's just make that a little bit bigger there on that side. Alright. Right, undo that. Copy that. Right. Now let's flip over this comic. Do the back. Alright, so here's a scan of the back of this comic that we're about to list. Just crop this down a bit. Crop, file, save as. Alright, back scan. Alright, we've done that. Now let's put this comic back into a bag here. And we'll just grab a quick scan of that. Actually, I want to move it up a little bit on my flatbed. Alright, so we'll crop it there, and just like the other ones, you know, I can't necessarily leave that visible with the exception of my eBay store name, which is obvious. So I have to just copy that, cut that out. Alright, now let's go file, save as, and we'll call it bagged. And that was for this advanced D&D book. We'll add that to the stack of books I've listed to eBay. Alright, and we're going to, what was I doing? Okay, I got the bag scan, so I need to go close MS Paint from here, go over here, and we're going to, that was this D&D, so we're going to go done. I want to go over to my draft section. Alright, would that say I currently have 4,388 items listed to eBay? Alright, so let's find my DC draft, or at least one of them. Alright, we're going to upload the images that I just did. DC, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, number 7. I'm going to copy that file name and upload those other 2 images. So obviously it doesn't take the entire name I had, just because you can only have like 80 characters in your listing title. Alright, so we want to make that image the primary image. Feel free to request extra pictures, the back scan, and the scan of it inside the bubble, bag with the board. Amazon box 2. Right, and this was issue which? Was issue 7. Alright, no barcode, so no UPC. open up another window here and let's just search eBay, see what this comic has a potential value of. Alright, number 8 went for $8. And that's it for sold. So let's go into standard search. Looks like this guy's selling it for $3 and $20 shipping. So obviously I can be cheaper than that because the buyer is from Canada. They're not going to be paying $20 to ship it. Alright, so $23 plus $32 to ship from the United Kingdom. So yeah, I could probably sell this comic for 15 bucks, we'll say. Let's just close that one down. Let's go back over to this one. And condition we're listing is good. And we're going to say $15. Actually, we're going to say $20 because we're still going to be cheaper than those other guys even after my shipping cost. And I put $20, so I'll put $15 as an automatically accepted offer, plus the cost of shipping. And we're going to promote this listing, and we are going to hit list. Okay, we're going to copy that, paste that there, go back to this, share listing, copy the URL, paste, and once that's loaded up, hit post to my Facebook page. Not now. I know nothing about those buttons or whatever, so I just don't really worry about them too much. You know, I should probably figure out what to do with them. Alright, I need to open up another window here so I can sadly check something. I'm contemplating joining Whatnot, and I just don't know how to... It'd be worth for me to start selling things with zero following on like social media. So like part of me doing this is to gain traction, to show the items I am selling, how I am selling them, at least on eBay. And then once I get enough people following me, I can start doing promotions where it's like, alright, we're going to do our first Whatnot auction or whatever, and have like a day where it's like I take a day and I just start mentioning things in the listings, have it all figured out, and then one day I just go in and like, okay, we're going to do this auction for, you know, like 40 comics or whatever. And by storing the images of the comics I scanned on my computer, as well as using those images for my eBay listings, at least this way I have it listed to eBay while I figure out, you know, Whatnot and try to get things set up on that. Alright, so I don't see any notifications for the WAN show yet, so they must not be streaming yet, so probably got a little bit of time. Alright, so let's go back to this, and we're going to click create similar listing, because again we got several advanced D&D books here I'm going to be listing, so I can at least create similar and have the majority of the information still stored in that listing I'm about to do. All I really have to do is just remove the previous comic image. Alright, so we're going to take this book out, and here's the book itself. It is issue number 18, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Get that hopefully straight on my scanner, and we'll load up MS Paint here. So some comics may have price stickers on the bags, but that's why I also take a picture of the front of the comic as well as the front of the bag, so people can see the condition of not only just the comic but the condition of the bag itself. Alright, scan. Alright, so there's the image for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. This is issue number 18. Alright, let's crop that, go file, save. Actually, I want to be zoomed in a little bit more so I can actually read what this actually says. Right, this is issue number 18. Right, issue 18, DC Comics TSR. And we'll call this front scan. Let that save. And we're going to add that little bit there. Alright, we're going to save that. Let's get the back scan. Yeah, that looks pretty straight to me. File, scan that. While I do that, I'm going to just quickly enter in some of this information for eBay. This is issue 18. Alright, so here's the back scan of this comic. Zoom out so I can crop the image. Crop. No, not resize, crop. File. File, save as. Back scan. Alright, now let's grab this comic. Actually, let's take that one thing off. Alright, so we got the comic in its board, bag and board again. Put that on, take the scanner. And we will scan. While I wait for that to scan, we are going to start uploading those two images to eBay. Alright, so here's a copy of the scan of the comic inside of its bag and board. Again, like before, I have to cut out the section that says check us out on social media because I can't have that on eBay. We're going to zoom out so I can crop that out, crop it a little bit there, and go save as. Bagged scan. Please tell me I didn't just do what I think I did. No, I didn't. Okay, so let's go into 18. And let's upload those three images. We'll take MS Paint off of the primary window there. Okay, so we already named this Advanced Dungeons & Dragons number 18. So let's copy that and let's see if we can find a value while we wait for those images to upload to YouTube or to eBay. You can see the listing we just did right here. And then I'm not seeing one for 18, so let's see if anything. Right, it looks like that's a lot of 13 advanced comics. Some people just want the individual, so let's see if we can find one for 18. $19.21 plus $28 to ship. And do we see any other ones? Looks like at the very bottom here. We got one for $10.98 plus unspecified shipping from the United States. $10 plus $25 to ship. $9.34 plus $31 to ship, and a bunch of other ones that are even crazier, probably down below. So let's see what this is actually sold for. Alright, let's search for 18. And I don't see this exact comic as a sold listing. So we're just going to go back over here. We're going to move these images around a bit. Amazon Box 2, DC. And this was issue number 18. And we'll put this one in at the same price as the other one. Okay, and again, I'm going to call that a night for now. One of the podcasts I watch starts pretty soon, so I'm going to call it here for now, and then probably start up again after the podcast I watch. Anyway, take it easy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Check me out on eBay. Link in the video description down below, as well as Facebook, Canadian Brick Cafe, where you can get links to all these items I listed.